Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to demonstrate how to do the diving into the temple to get to the in-game location and the Thor's hammerhead. During this video I'm going to show you all the dives to get in there and how to navigate to each dive location and to the hammerhead and then out of the temple once you're done with the hammerhead or into the in-game if that's the stage you're at. I will be speeding up certain portions of this video so that you don't have to watch the traveling or walking or swimming in normal speed, and I will be explaining things throughout the video to help you get through this. I want to say thank you to the Refuge servers and OneTap for letting me use his server to record this video, and please go support him by joining his Discord and giving him a sub on. Also, please like and subscribe to my channel, and that's it. Enjoy the tutorial. Dive down is pretty straightforward through here. On this first dive, you really can't get lost. Just gotta make sure you go down far enough to get inside the tunnel. Now this video is gonna be a remake of a previous video where I showed people how to get the punch card and then get the hammerhead, but a lot on the experimental 6.0 has changed since that time, so this is really just an updated video, and it also shows the full dive all the way to the temple. I will be making another video that shows how to get to the hammerhead and or the end game via jumping in through the blood sacrifice in the swamp and without diving at all. So keep an eye out for that. I think it goes without saying, but make sure your diving tank is completely filled up before making this dive. Number pad 8 to ascend or surface. You're just going to walk right up this ramp. Now, you're inside the area for the punch card. There is other loot in here, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to grab the punch card, display it, and move on. When you come into this first room, the punch card is straight ahead in this box. There it is. This is the punch card needed to get into the final door on the way into the in-game. The second dive is located in this room, right through here. dive is still pretty easy, but it's a little more tricky as far as going the right way. Just keep these pillars. Keep going towards all these pillars you see in the water. Once you go through here, you want to get a little lower in the, a little deeper in the water. Follow these pillars. And then you're gonna, this pillar points your way. You're gonna turn right and go this way under here. And that's it. Now you can start surfacing at this point. I'm gonna shoot for this ledge. And now you're inside the temple. Now from here you want to get to the surface, get to the ground level. You don't want to ascend into the temple where you would normally look for the bridge and go across. You're just gonna jump up there, go for this stairway. And then you have a drop here. Now if you're worried about your boots at this point, you can take your boots, throw them in your hand. Make the drop without your boots to avoid damaging your boots. Put your boots back on. That may result in a bleed that you have to bandage, so keep that in mind. When you turn, after you drop, if you turn and you see this grate, you want to turn 180 degrees and go down this long corridor. Don't take any turns here. You're just going to go straight ahead. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, if you're doing this with a duo and you only have one tank, you can get into the temple with one tank for both players by throwing it down. You can see that previous video to kind of see how that works. But if you're going to make both dives like we are in this video, every player in your team should have a tank. Now, once you're in here, you're just going to keep taking lefts, left. That's just an alcove, so you can ignore that left. Going straight through at this point. Once you find this tunnel with the water in it, you're on the right path for sure. But as long as you stick to what I just showed you, you'll hit it every time. Once you're up here, you're going to go right between these two trees. There's a little drop here. Again, you can put your boots in your hands and make the drop without boots. This may result in a cut. All the way to the ground. Put your boots back on. And you're going to keep going this way. These little pillars with like a little podium inside, they do have loot, so you can check those. There's a few of them on the route here that are off to the left and right, but I'm going to go the most direct path just to show you the way. Alright, these pillars you see coming up, that's the bridge that you would cross if you go topside to get to the temple. We want to use this bridge to guide us to the left side of the temple. That's what we're looking for. So we are just below the bridge that you would normally use to get to the temple if you're up top. There's the temple up there. We are below it. these statues and pillars and platforms is what we're looking for. This is the location of the final dive spot. You see this cutout portion? The dive spot is right in the middle of it, right there. If you look from here, you can see a square hole under the water. That's what we're going for the final dive. If you do any of these dives at night, you're going to need NVGs or a head torch. And the head torch, it's not easy with a head torch. This dive though, if it's dark and you don't have NVGs, once you get over that hole, face the temple, go straight down, straight across, and straight up. It's the most straightforward dive there is. Just like this. Out of tunnel, I'm going to go ahead and ascend. Or surface. If you look straight up, you'll start to see the stairs and the platforms that you're aiming for. Once you've made it here, if you're going for the end game and your diving tank is not being used for storage, like say you triple carried a bag in, you could drop your tank at this point. You won't need it again. But if you're just getting the hammerhead, then keep your tank. Once you come out of here, you're going to go straight down these stairs and going straight for those stairs. Once you get to this point, if you're going for in-game and it's not nighttime yet, you have to jump into the in-game at nighttime. This is a good place to come hang out, start a fire, and wait for nighttime. Organize your inventory and everything for in-game. If you're ready to go in or you're just going for the hammerhead, once you come up these stairs, you're going to follow this little path. Here you're going to have another drop down. So you're going to drop on this pillar, drop on this. Then you have a longer drop. Here's another drop that you can take your boots off of. And that's it. Put your boots back on. We are at the temple. Now, there's two ways to get in. You could go straight this way. And this will take you to the middle area where the in-game entrance is. And for the in-game, you need a lit staff, and you're going to come over here and you're going to drop down about right here, and I'll post a video in the future on how to do this drop. But you're basically dropping onto this guy's hand, then onto the brazier. You're going to light that brazier at midnight or after midnight, and then you teleport in the end game using that teleporter. But like I said, I'll do a video in the future on how to do that. But if you're coming from the hammerhead, let's go back to where we dropped down. You could go through here and go through that tunnel, but the fastest way to get to the hammerhead from where we dropped down, we drop down right here between these two pillars right here. Instead of going that way, you're going to turn left and go around this way. There may or may not be zombies, and some of them are stags when you teleport in here, but you're going to go out here and you're going to get your hammerhead. It's going to be on one of these 3 platforms, and there it is right there. And that's how you get Thor's hammerhead, using the dive method. This is the easiest and safest way to get to this hammerhead or to the in-game entrance. That being said, once you get here, let's say you're not doing in-game, you came for the hammerhead, how do you get out? Well, that's easy enough. Go back this way. Straight through this corridor, and you're going to go to the left side, or to the right side from how you're running, but it's the left side of the temple as we approached it before, where the final dive location was. Come out over here, and you're going for this. This is just above that final dive location that I showed you before. Vault up onto this, come over here, and we're going to make a couple of falls. Again, you can take your boots off for this. You're going to fall onto this ledge. See, I just got cut. That's what I was talking about before, that it's possible you'll get cut. Alright, once you're there, you're going to go over here, and you're going to jump to that rock. Alright, now you might recognize this as where we did the final dive. Basically going over here again. And we are going to, there's that dive hole. We're going to actually just go over here, across the river, and go straight up this hill. You're looking for that kind of hole in the cliffs to get up to the very top of the hill. There are zombies on this route that you can either run through if you have enough stamina or whatever, or you can just take them out. They're not stag zombies, they're regular zombies. There's some there now. I'm going to try to ignore them, just for the sake of the video. If you do get aggro, if you go this route and you manage to avoid aggro at this point, but you do get aggro once you're over here, like I just did, or almost did maybe, I don't know. Yep, I got aggro. Just go straight for the river and run through the river to the left. We're shooting for that pillar that's leaning up against that fence. Once you get to this pillar, just walk right over the top of it, and you're going to land on this pillar. Walk right over the top of that, you're going to land down here, Go through here, take the left up these stairs, and this will teleport you out of the temple area and into the swamp. Once you teleport in the swamp, you are going to be in a random location, but you should be able to find your way out of here pretty easily. Good thing to aim for is those train tracks that I actually see, which is a lucky spawn point. And if you wanted to get to the broken bridge that crosses over onto the main island where K-Mount, Portland and stuff are, you would want to follow this to the north. The bridge is right up there. That pretty much concludes this tutorial. I'll have some more videos coming soon for other things like teleporting in through the blood sacrifice from the swamp here and some other Deer Isle tutorials. Thank you for watching. Thank you to the Refuge servers and Juan Tap for allowing me to use his server to record this video. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.